Hey guys, Chef Jason, your Ace Hardware grilling expert. Today is our first cook video on the brand new Weber Slate griddle. Super excited because it came to me in the middle of the night. I had a dream, and the dream told me to come up with this amazing first cook creation. So before I let you in on the secret, let's head out and get that griddle started up, and then we'll get back in here in the kitchen. Time to get some prep done. Before we start to griddle, important to mention that anytime we are griddling, we always want to make sure the lid is open. So before we start it, while it's cooking and while it's cooling down, the lid is always open. Here we are out at the Weber Slate. We will go ahead and get this ignited, and we are going to immediately turn it down to medium-low because we don't want to get the surface too hot before we get in and start making our grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, I'm going to show you how we set up the thermometer next. We're going to give it a couple minutes to get started and let that griddle start to warm up. Then we'll come back and turn on the temperature gauge, and we'll show you how that works next. We've been up and running for about 4 minutes, so we'll go ahead and hold that button down for a few seconds to turn the temperature gauge on. Now, the nice thing is, look at that. We are already starting to track temperature. So my chef's tip for you is let your slate warm up for 3 to 4 minutes and then turn that on. You'll get much better. Now, we're going to keep an eye on the flame. We're going to adjust all the burners because today we're cooking at a surface temperature, 350 degrees. I had a dream in the middle of the night, and that dream centered around the fact that I really wanted a grilled cheese sandwich, but I also had some leftover barbecue in the fridge. So today's first cook video, that's right, mac and cheese, pulled pork, grilled cheese sandwiches. Let's talk through ingredients. We have some leftover mac and cheese. We're gonna use a little bit of butter to get the bread nice and toasty. We have some pulled pork, jalapeno jack cheddar. We have some brioche bread, and then I'll tell you what, a lot of different rubs and sauces available at your local Ace, but boom shakalaka and whoa there. We are gonna use 2 of our Ace exclusive products today to really amplify the flavor and make this super, super tasty. I went ahead and added the pork to a pan. I'm gonna add a little bit of that whoa there. This is a sweet and smoky rub, so I always say, you know, season as light or as heavy as you want. We'll add a little bit of that whoa there in there, and then boom, shakalaka. We're gonna add some of that apple habanero sauce in there just to get things mixed up. I started off putting my bread down on a cooking sheet with a piece of parchment paper. Next up, I'm gonna add some of that jalapeno jack. Then, look at this. We're gonna spread a nice thin layer of mac and cheese down here because this is gonna be amazing. That's why. Then we'll go ahead and just put a light layer on here. We don't wanna get too messy and gooey, right? You can always do more if you want, but I'm just gonna go a little bit light coating on there. Now, I am gonna hit it with a little bit of whoa there, just a tiny bit, just to flavor that up a little. I'll sprinkle a little bit of that guy on there like that. And now we'll go ahead and add that pulled pork in there and just kind of get everything built, if you will. I like to push that down just a tiny bit, get it set. Now, once we're done, we're gonna go ahead and put another piece of jalapeno jack, and then we're gonna put that top piece of bread on just like that. Griddle is sitting perfectly at 350. We're gonna go ahead and get that butter on here. I just like to start with a nice stick of butter just like that. Wanna get a nice little collection of butter, and then guess what? We built them, let's get them on there. So I like to set it right in that pile of butter, get that brioche bread ready to be super, super toasty like that. Now, we are actively cooking, so we're gonna stay here, keep an eye on these guys, maybe 3-4 minutes aside max. The cool part is everything inside is cooked, so all we're doing is toasting the bread, warming it up. Right at that 3-minute mark, time to give them a flip. Let's check these guys out. Oh, we look pretty good. We're gonna go ahead now, let them go for 3 minutes on this side. See how that bubbling back there? Oh, so delicious. After 6 minutes total cook time, we are done. Let's get these off, head into the kitchen for that ever so important, you know, that little quality control we do. Well, let's dive in. It is time for the reveal. And what do you think about that? 6 minutes. 6 minutes cook time to make these amazing grilled cheese sandwiches with mac and cheese, pulled pork, and pepper jack cheese, and those Ace exclusive products right there. Now, tell you what, if you're looking for some more fun things and you're thinking about that Weber Slate, stay tuned because coming up I have my 5 favorite things video coming right up after I get done taking a bite of this. Cheers.